All right. Welcome. Welcome,
Welcome,
everyone.
everyone.
Nice to see so many people coming. We're just going to give a few minutes so everybody can get settled into the Zoom room. Great to see so many people coming. That's a really nice background, Anne. Sitting like in the grass. Awesome.
Exactly, better than my living room.
Oh, yeah. It's the constant struggle of 2020
Yes.
with a background.
Hey, Anne, good to see you.
Hi, Lance. Good to see you. Good to have you here. All right, so many people joining. We're soon getting started here. It's really great to have so many people joining in on this session that we will have today. Me and my colleague Sophia from Oxford Leadership. So this is our first breakout session webinar that we will have together with Jonas Wolf, who is our key guest star, joining us all the way from Beijing in China. It's really great to have you here, Jonas. As many of you may not know, Oxford Leadership, we work with leadership. So we usually work with big companies and their leadership and consultancy within larger organizations, and have worked with big companies such as McDonald's and Virgin Media, and just running through what really works within organization and embedding purpose within these ecosystems in a way is our niche. However, leadership is so much more than just organizations. That actually starts within yourself. And especially during these difficult times that we're currently in. I mean, it's a pandemic. It's crazy things going on in the US. We have the election. We have many other social movements going on. A lot of people are probably feeling a little lost and probably feeling a little, out of touch. So I think for us today, our webinar outcome, or what we want to create here for you today, is a place where we can exchange and learn and get to know other people, and just talk about what has this year been for you. And we have our pro, Jonas, here today, who will lead the way throughout this webinar. We'll go into breakout sessions, and where myself, Sophia, and Jonas will all be joining those groups to have a little smaller dialogue on this year, and just hear from all of you. So with that, I'll hand it over to Jonas.
Hey, everybody. Malin, thank you for this introduction. Great to be here with you all who can make it tonight, and everybody else who's joining in a bit. I will introduce myself a little bit more in just 1 minute. It's great that we can connect this way virtually. I learned yesterday that Malin and Sophia, based in Stockholm, they go through another lockdown. And in many countries, wherever you guys are, we have full lockdowns or partial lockdowns. For myself, being in China, I must say things are looking already a lot better here, which is awesome. I actually was sitting in 2 planes today, flew over to Gansu, a province in Western China, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. I look especially forward to our breakout sessions, as I value these interactions so much, and I think we all can learn from each other and level up our leadership. That being said, some friends I saw joined us today, which is super awesome, and everybody else I'm looking forward to get to know in the breakout session and debrief later on. We are going through our very brief introductions, and following with a small case study around some leadership experience I've been through during COVID, clearly, at least for me, the most challenging, yet also exciting and in many ways rewarding year in my career thus far. And Oxford Leadership, I connected first with Oxford Leadership 1.5, 2 years ago. And from the first time I got in touch with them, I loved their work around leadership development, and especially also the fact that they care so much about the topic of purpose at work, which is also something we'll be addressing more in our breakout sessions, and also how that relates to our goal setting and can help make our businesses more resilient and grow even more, also in times of crisis, and push forward into an epic 2021. And at the end, we'll be sharing also a few resources with you guys, and have special small surprise for you all. So stay tuned for that for sure. Marlin will be introducing that at the end. Something really exciting, something I'm looking forward to myself too and participating in. But I want to keep up that excitement and share with you guys later more. Again, some friends and colleagues and people I work with, they know me. For those who do not know me, my name is Jonas Wolf, or in German we say Jonas Wolf. You can call me either way. I am engaged working with lots of entrepreneurs here in Beijing, in China, and mainly beyond in Asia Pacific. Um, in this year, I decided I need to do more in the leadership area as well. I think, especially in times of crisis, leadership is more important than ever. And so I double down on all things leadership, especially in this year. And I'm super excited to be working with startups here, and also more and more SMEs and multinationals also on leadership topics. And this year, just a couple of months ago, I launched a new initiative called Challengepreneurs, which is a nonprofit also focused around leadership development, as not all companies can afford programs. But I think it's, again, especially in those challenging times, it is super important to level up in that aspect. I put some contact details on here, LinkedIn, or also on Instagram, LinkedIn, the Challengepreneur link. Love for anybody to get connected. And yeah, last but not least, I've been in Beijing for about 4 years, and been heavily involved in various impact projects. I think we all work hard, we all push our projects and own agendas. At the same time, I think it's great to give back. And in my case, some of my work has been recognized and rewarded. I'm very proud and honored to be part of World Economic Forum's Global Shapers community in Beijing, and was awarded a Forbes 30 under 30 social entrepreneur also here in China, which is very kaixin, very happy, as we say in Chinese. All right, but let's dive right into the topic. Again, guys, I think purpose matters so much. Why do I think purpose matters now more than ever? Well, there's so much uncertainty in our world. We face struggles, we face challenges. That's one of the reasons why I call the leadership organization I launched Challengepreneurs, because challenges just don't get less. It seems like they are getting more and more. And purpose, in my opinion, I think helps us to align all these stakeholders, most importantly, our teams that we are working with, but also external stakeholders like government organizations and clients and other partners like suppliers and so on. Plus, of course, fuel us ourselves with energy and motivation, plus our teams. And the benefits, I think, go even beyond that. For example, my last role in a startup that I will be talking about shortly, I was head of recruiting in a gaming technology company here in Beijing. And the purpose question, I think, is also really important in getting the right people to join your organizations. Um, number one, have them be a culture fit, and also number two, to make them want to join you and work with you. Like I said, I've been following Oxford leadership for quite some time, and because I see a strong alignment, I love that we have the chance to engage now more and work together on several projects. Um, Yeah, what is also, I think, really important is to be empathetic towards our people in our team, right? We are all leaders here, or aspiring leaders. And also, in my opinion, I think no matter our title, we can all display and be leaders in so many ways. However, let's just talk about the situation of us being team leaders and being in charge of achieving the organization's goals. So in my opinion, and what I've seen in my last two major jobs, I think it was always really, really good for me to sit down actually with the people in my team and also talk about people's individual purpose, and then find this intersection where the individual purpose aligns with the organizational purpose. And whenever that sweet spot has been found, at least in 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 my teams that I worked with and had the pleasure to lead and honor to lead, um, I always saw very strong self-motivation, and it was um, my leadership and my management actually could be a lot more hands-off once people actually knew where this purpose alignment is, and it helped people to tremendously push forward on their own. And to get there, something I wrote down for myself, not from any textbook or so, um, is to ask, to deeply listen, to be empathetic, to really take the time to sit down with people in your team, even new joiners. I think we can learn from anybody, and then align with them. Even work scopes. I think the more we can align uh, purpose and interests and work scopes, the more intrinsically motivated our people can be, and again push forward. And that might also mean adjusting like work scopes, or something that you thought a new hire can take on, but when you learn that's really not aligned with their core interests and what really matters for them in the organization, maybe you need to go back to your plate for some time. At least that's something that worked out for me. But again, this is not about me. This is not about my experiences. This is kind of to warm us up and get us ready for the breakout sessions. Because again, we want to hear also what you think and then learn with and from each other. Just doing a quick time check here. Perfect. I make this very quick here. As I said, the last company I worked with is an interesting company called Yodo One. Had a 10-month engagement, working very intensively with them, initially as consultant and then heading up their recruiting work. Yodo One decided during this pandemic to actually have 180 people work remotely all around the world, which I think is a massive step. A lot of companies go in that direction, or partially, right? You guys maybe have read companies like Microsoft, Google, Deloitte allow people to work from home for the next year or even longer. And Yodo One made it drastic, actually canceled the lease, and not to save money, but because the company believes that's the way we'll be working more efficiently actually in the future. And I highlighted here, put more control in the hands of our employees. Yes, of course, that is a trust question as well. But then again, once you have this trust established, powerful things can happen because people will feel when you trust them. And then again, once also they are purpose and mission, vision, goal aligned, in my opinion, or what I've seen is things nearly go by itself. And I felt actually so free in Yodo One, leading as the HR recruitment team, as yeah, people knew what we need to do and needed very little supervision. Two quotes here from the founders. They also mention here that teams can be fluent, and yeah, it's really not needed for people to stick together, be in one place. And yeah, as you guys can imagine, going from a very traditional Beijing-based office to 100% remote is a massive change, and that is just one example out of so many. Um, Here also one more massive example, something many of you guys are familiar with. Tesla and the chief entrepreneur, Elon Musk there, has been somebody I looked up to for a long time. Tesla's mission, as you guys probably all know, is to accelerate the world's transition into a sustainable energy, a sustainable future. And that is something that's a mission statement and a purpose that is massive. I believe that attracted many great people to join the organization, and as well maybe saved the company from bankruptcy several times, no matter if it was when Daimler jumped in and made a massive investment, or people going out and placing pre-orders worth millions and billions in advance of actual product launches. Purpose is something hyper powerful. Another organization that actually Oxford Leadership partners up with is OpenExo. They call it MTP, or Massive Transformative Purpose, which is helping companies that are purpose aligned to grow and scale a lot faster. A lot of their companies they are working with growing 10x, growing towards exponential growth. And this is something that many of us leaders working in large organizations or SMEs also want to achieve. We're always talking about, hey, why can startups innovate so fast? Why can startups move just a bit faster? Well, in my opinion, if we have people being more self-managing, leading themselves, and being purpose aligned, any company can actually get there and can reinvent themselves and scale fast. All right, guys, this is it from my side. Let me do a brief intro to the breakout sessions. We'll be dividing you into three groups. As Marlin mentioned, Marlin, Sophia, and myself will be facilitating, moderating these breakout sessions. And we love for you all to really open up, share. This stays in the small circle, obviously not leaving this room. So we really hope, we just know from experience, the more you guys open up, the more, I think it's fair to say, vulnerable we are with each other, the more we can actually learn from each other and actually take away from this webinar and today's session. And if you guys have questions at this point, feel free to let me know. And of course, otherwise, Martin, Sophia, myself are able to help you with any questions you have as well. I walk you through the key questions, and of course, we have more questions to discuss in the breakout sessions, just for you guys already to be primed, be ready, think about these questions, and yeah, contribute and be part of our shared learning journey tonight. First question is, how has our leadership style and the leadership in general in our firms evolved during COVID? For some of you, that might have been through remote work or other changes you have been going through. Also, that might involve being more entrepreneurial, taking on challenges in a different way. Hopefully, I can convince you what is really dear to my heart, to be more purpose-driven. That might include things like leading in a more humane way, checking more often in with people. But again, that's just a couple ideas from my side. Why is purpose at work more important than ever? And we love to know more about your purpose at work and your personal purpose. How do we set goals now and going forward? We are living in a new reality, as many people say, and certainly is. And how can we set our goals with purpose, how to get started, and how do we tackle and set those goals for 2021. Malin, from my side, we're good to go. I hope
So,
you guys are ready and excited.
so yes, let me just run through. It's going to be very easy. I will automatically put you in the room where Sophia, myself, and Jonas will be facilitating, and also we have these questions to bring up and facilitate that conversation for you. So no need to actually take a screenshot right now. However, you will receive a little pop-up where it says you have been assigned to a certain room, a certain group number, so 1, 2, or 3. Just click on OK, and then we'll have 25 minutes together, and then we'll come back automatically, and we'll share some reflections from the group conversations. So let me get that order right now, and we should be ready to get talking. So the rooms are open. You just click on the little OK, and you'll be transferred.
Awesome.
Welcome back, everyone. I think we're just going to have a few more seconds until everybody gets back. In the meantime, we do have a chat function. So if you wanted to get started, because we're going to have a little debrief session to just highlight some of the good things that we've been talking about. Would love to hear more what happened in group 1 and 2. So you can write a little message in the chat if you wanted to, just either if it's just a reflection, you can start writing and keep that conversation going. Otherwise, I think leaving the word over to Jonas, who's back.
Yeah, sorry, it took us a little bit longer. We are too excited and closing up our last question. The time passed so fast.
Yes, indeed.
Great. Hey, Joan, good to see you, my friend. I hope you guys had, yeah, like Malin said, hope the other rooms also had good conversations. For us, it was great. Just time passed so fast. So many more things I would love to address. I'm going back to our slides here. I hope I can address some more questions that you guys had or that you are curious about in regards to goal setting and how purpose can help. I'm going back to the slide share mode. You guys should be seeing my slides here. And thank you again also for your contribution here during our debrief. For me, let's start with the very basic. Most of you guys have heard the SMART framework. Feel free to take a screenshot or scribble it down. I think it's very basic, so I won't spend much time on it at all. Goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, not too crazy, right? Sometimes they can be crazy, like, hey, when Kenny said, like, hey, let's go to the moon, right? Or when Elon Musk said he wants to make energy sustainable, right, for the world. Those are huge goals, but even those are attainable, right? If you guys want to think one step smaller, that's okay too. I think it's actually, for most of us, better to think one step smaller, because not everybody is an Elon Musk. I'm certainly not an Elon Musk. So I also decided to kind of set some smaller goals, or at least some goals in between the biggest goal and the biggest dream and the biggest vision. Goals got to be relevant for yourself, but not only for yourself, also for your stakeholders, and time bound with clear deadlines, right? Again, I think most people have worked through or applied this framework here before. What again, I believe can strongly help us all is to align our goals with the company purpose, and also more with the individual purposes of your team members, of your colleagues, of stakeholders, for leadership to buy into the big vision, but not only leadership, but also co-create with your team and set those goals and those sub goals, right? Set the big vision and then involve your team members, how each department, each unit, each division sets their own goals. Because when people are involved in a goal setting, they are way more willing to contribute and fight to reach those goals. Next is a cultural and value aspect. Of course, the more those can be aligned and reminded, the better it is as well, because the more alignment you have in general, and the more you go into one direction, the more you can actually be focused on your goals, and you have more clarity which goal is the most important to chase and pursue. And again, also recapping here, everybody can lead. I strongly believe the more we empower people, the better. And one thing I've been going through with a mentor of mine is a lot of work around consistency, which is, again, sticking to those goals, dividing them into sub goals. That has helped me actually so much. It's so simple, but having that plan, not only with the big goal, but all those sub goals listed, and then communicated the goals, with your team members and other stakeholders, have visual and written reminders. And also what I think is really, really useful is, Marlin mentioned that you guys brought up a conversation, or you had a conversation in your group around stand-ups. I think it's actually really good to use just 15 seconds of your daily stand-up, or 1 minute of your weekly meeting, and remind everybody of your big high-level goal, to have that alignment, and to make those goals and your big vision a part of your culture and your identity. Yes, it might be boring to be repeated all the time. However, that's how we really engrain it, right, in our brains. And talking about consistency in action plans, one guy that some of you guys might have heard about is the author James Clear. He wrote a great book, The Atomic Habit, about habit setting and sticking to habits. And also, I really like this article that he wrote about goal setting. I put the link down there on the slide. Feel free to screenshot that as well. Yeah, I hope that was helping you guys, plus the conversations you had in your breakout sessions. Couple more resources. Many of you guys will have heard about Simon Sinek. Very popular is his book, Start With Why. If you want to get closer to your purpose of the organization, the book Find Your Why is actually kind of like a facilitator guide, and that is helping you also personally to get closer to your why. Plus, it helps you to distill and get down to your organization's why. Both are great resource I highly recommend. And further, a couple more books. We mentioned earlier OpenExo. Salim and his team wrote a book called Exponential Organizations, helping to get companies ready to scale up and grow exponentially. Malin highly recommended the book. I have not read it myself yet, so I will not say more about it. I just followed Salim and the Open Exo mission for a bit, and also very much like their work, and book is very high up on my reading list. Two books I love is uh, Measure What Matters, all about OKRs, legendary technology leader and investor John Doerr, written by him. He worked with Google and so many other startups. Uh, Amazing book, very inspiring, helping you with goal setting and execution to get there. And then another book and framework that we applied at Yodo One, which some teams use to achieve great successes, is 4DX, the four disciplines of execution. Also highly recommended. Really helps you to align your team and push in small steps towards achieving your big goals and big missions. Also, 4DX can be applied for people. I'm actually distilling right now kind of my own framework around goal setting, combining some of the best resources out there. So stay tuned. As I said, love for you guys. Hit me up on LinkedIn or other social media. Um, that brings me actually to us closing this webinar out here shortly. Feel free to drop me any feedback. And also, if you have more things you want to talk about, goal setting and purpose alignment, love to hear your thoughts. Same as Oxford Leadership, we all are learning beings and organizations. We thrive on your feedback, and also love to know what other topics are of interest to you all. So yeah, drop us that feedback. And last from my side, I mentioned earlier, we have a kind of surprise. There's a wonderful program starting tomorrow by Oxford Leadership, which is called Leading with Purpose. It's a 4-week course. I let Malin share more about it. I just want to say that I'm super excited to participate and not to facilitate. Malin will do that, and Brian, but I'm beyond excited to start with that. The facilitated session are actually in the middle of the night Beijing time, but I will be up for it and looking forward to it. Malin, if you don't mind, can you share maybe a little bit more for our participants about this course?
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jonas. So yes, it's a 4-week long course with Brian Bacon, who is also the founder of Oxford Leadership and also have created our courses, our leadership courses. Sophia will share a 30% Black Friday discount code as well. I know it's last minute, but it starts tomorrow. It's every Wednesday starting from tomorrow, 4 weeks. So it ends on December 16th. If you are on CIT, it's 7 o'clock. So as Jonas mentioned, it's unfortunately a little late in Asia. However, what you'll do is that we have an online platform with a program called the Self-Managing Leadership Program, which is one of the most successful programs that we have conducted with leaders all over the world and also for big companies and corporates. So you'll get access to an online platform where you do a program and then you come into sessions similar like this. However, they're longer and they're more focused and facilitated on your own journey, where you go through your own purpose, your strength, weaknesses, find out your barriers, your strengths, and you go away from that course with an action plan. And it's very helpful, and it's what we work with our clients, and it's in a more virtual way of conducting this. Obviously, we have done it live with our clients, but this is really exciting, and Brian is top of the line. He's one of, in my opinion, one of the best mentors and coaches I've ever met. So definitely it is an opportunity to go through if you feel like you're at a crossroad and you feel like you need a little bit more alignment. I would highly recommend it, and you will be with me for 4 weeks. So that's also a perk. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
谢谢. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.